And AJ Hinch joins us now on 30 Clubs in 30 Days, presented by Camping World. AJ, good to see you. Take me like a year ago. You're not managing, and would you have given anything to know that 12 months later you'd be sitting in that seat with that creepy Ty Cobb photo behind you?
There's a lot.
Right?
That's a lot to deal with. But no, I didn't know where or what or if or I watched a lot of baseball over the last year. Obviously, learned a lot. Still obviously always going to remember, why I was out of the game and respect the fact that we were wrong. But what a difference getting into a new chair, a new organization with a lot of history, including this Ty Cobb picture that's looking over me every single day. So very proud to be a Tiger. Very, very fortunate to be in the game.
AJ, what did you miss most about your year away from the game?
The players. I mean, the players, the competition, putting on a uniform is really special. It's hard to describe unless, you've been in the trenches with with so many good people, so many good coaches, players, the grind. And then ultimately these are the best players in the world. And I get an opportunity to lead them as the manager. I missed being a part of the fabric of the game, and I'll never forget the lessons learned and the embarrassment that the whole sign stealing situation brought about, and how much we all need to be better.
Was there ever a time that you thought you may not be able to manage again?
You never know. I mean, obviously, a range of emotions, when, everything hit me so hard when everything went down and then I got let go, and there's only 30 of these. And so you have to pair up with an organization that believes in you and believes in your approach. And obviously I know the significance of what baseball went through over the last year, the pandemic being one thing, but just the sport in general, really being, exposed to some really bad parts of some of our actions. So to me, you have to take respect for the fact that there's only 30 of these. Obviously, you got to be better, and not even toe that line, let alone cross that line.
There are only 30. You know that well because you've had 3 of them. Diamondbacks, the Astros, and now the Tigers. The battle plan, the immediate battle plan, how does this gig in Detroit differ from the previous 2?
Well, obviously, I feel more equipped. Every job you get, you got more experience, and you got some things to share with players. And 5 winning seasons the previous 5 years for me, and 2 World Series and a couple of ALCSs. I mean, I've got a ton of experience now that I didn't have in those first couple rounds, just in handling preparation to game planning to the fundamentals, and ultimately the relationship with the players. So, it's different in the sense that I'm different. Now, where we're at as an organization, we're going to have a winning mindset here. We're going to start talking about winning. I hate the term rebuild, even though I know that there's been a lot of work done before I got here. But we've got to play winning baseball for us to get the Tigers back where they belong. That starts with a winning mindset. It starts with preparation. The coaching staff that we've been able to assemble here all come from a winning background. The players are just thirsty to get to the winning ways. Now we got to go do the work. I mean, that's the trick with this. And certainly as the young players are getting to the big leagues, a lot of prospects we're happy with. We need to supplement them with major league talent in the big leagues. You combine that, and don't you ever concede anything on a day-to-day basis. When you come play the Tigers, you're going to have a full day's work.
AJ, do you believe in your young core of players that you have coming up to the big leagues?
Well, I think that's the draw to this opportunity is the fact that there are so many good. I think we had 5 prospects in the top 40. That's great. They're prospects right now. We've got to make sure they're major league players and not just on these fancy lists that talk about their futures, but talk about their present. But when you look at the pitching staff that we can assemble, you look at some of the young, exciting position players that broke through. You're talking about Candelario and a Willie Castro, and Victor Reyes had a really nice breakthrough last year. You got to combine that with the young pitching, and then obviously some big boys, some big prospects coming, in a year or two. So the key to me is adding talent always and adding ways to get better always. The ingredients are definitely here. we got to make sure the process is right that leads us to wins.
I know he cut his finger a couple days ago, so he shut down. But from what you did see, do you think Spencer Torkelson has a big league ready bat?
Yes, he's a real threat with the bat. I mean, it sounds different. You know, you're around baseball, we see so much BP, we have so many, and it's just different. You hear the sound off of the big boys' bats, and that has that special sound. The ball carries just a little further when you expect it to come down. He's got a pretty mature approach in just everything that he does. He took a nice little ribbing in the team meeting yesterday that he cut his finger when he was opening up a can, following the protocols, making himself dinner. Part of his development is going to be a little more careful around that kitchen. But I love the kid. I think he's also handling the 1-1 component of the draft very, very well in my short time with him.
Well, it looks like you got to be careful in that office. Did you tear that Ty Cobb picture? There's a tear there.
I didn't. No, I didn't. But every now and then you got to give a little love to the history of the Tigers, and we got a ton of history. Unis are rock solid. The Rolodex of players that have been through here are pretty special. But this Ty Cobb picture was up when I got here, and I looked at it. I was like, man, did I rip that? And as I was told, the legend continues. Jim Leland, when he managed here, wore spikes. And when he wore spikes and he got mad at a team fundamental or maybe a loss or maybe somebody pissed him off, he took it off and threw it at Ty Cobb. And there's a rip right next to Ty Cobb. So I can't do any more damage than that. But sometimes, temperatures run hot here in the manager's office here in Lakeland.
It's a believable story. At the top of the show, I wondered what advice Jim Leland would give J Hinch as you take over the Tigers in Motown. I guess it would be keep your spikes on and don't throw them at Ty Cobb.
Hey, Ty Cobb back there, you got to make sure you don't go nuts and go throwing anything. Hey.
That's how the advice would sound. J Hinch, best of luck, my friend. It was fun catching up with you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.